everyone, welcome back. So, Demons of the Shadow Realm episode 2 just flipped the entire story upside down, and honestly, it's the kind of twist that completely redefines what this anime is really about. Because what starts off feeling like a typical shonen setup suddenly turns into something much darker, more complex, and way more unpredictable. At the center of it all is Yuru, and this episode really cements him as a very different kind of a hero. At first glance, Yuru feels familiar. He's got that strong sense of responsibility he cares deeply about people close to him, and he's willing to step up when things go wrong. But episode 2 shows something else. He's not afraid to be ruthless. When he realizes the truth behind the attacks on the village, he doesn't hesitate. He makes hard decisions, he follows through, and that balance between compassion and brutality is what makes him so compelling to watch. Now, alongside Yuru, we are introduced to two mysterious figures, right and left. These aren't just random spirits, they are powerful demons. Guardians tied directly to Yuru himself. They call him their master. And what's interesting is even they seem surprised by how Yuru chooses to use them. That tells you one thing: Yuru isn't just inheriting power; he's redefining it. But the biggest moment of the episode that comes from Asa, because everything we thought we knew about her turns out to be wrong. Up until now, Asa looked like the villain, someone who attacked the village without mercy. But episode 2 reveals a much deeper truth. Her actions weren't random; they were driven by something bigger, something tied to her brother and a large force operating behind the scenes. And then comes the twist that changes everything. The Asa we see now, she is the real one, which means the version of Asa that Yuri believed was his sister was fake, completely fabricated. And that's where things get disturbing. Because it turns out the village itself created that fake identity. They used it to manipulate Yuru, to keep him trapped, to control him. They took something personal, something emotional, and turned it into a lie. And the question is why? What were they so afraid of? Why did they need Yurus to stay inside that barrier so badly? Those answers aren't clear yet. But what is clear is Yuru's entire world just shattered, and his response: he leaves, not permanently, but enough to show that he is no longer willing to accept things at face value. And at the same time, the episode hints at something even bigger. There's an even organization out there, a powerful one. Asa isn't acting alone; she has superiors, and when one of them shows up, it's clear we are dealing with a much larger conflict. There's tension, there's history, and there's the name Dara that immediately triggers a strong reaction, which suggests there's a deeper rivalry or connection we haven't fully explored yet. And speaking of Dara, he's another standout. His dynamic with the subordinate even gives off serious full metal alchemist style vibes, similar to Roy Mustang or Riza Hawker. The kind of duo energy could easily be one of the highlights of the series going forward. But surprisingly, one of the characters who might steal the spotlight is left. Her personality, her strength, and her presence already make her stand out in a big way. And if this continues, she could easily become a fan favorite. On top of that, the animation deserves serious credit. The action is clean, emotional moment hits hard, and the show doesn't hold back on the darker, more violent elements, which actually enhances the overall tone. It makes everything feel more intense, more real, more dangerous, and that's really what episode 2 does best. It raises the stake, it deepens the mystery, and it proves that this isn't just another generic shonen. It's a story about control, identity, and truth, wrapped in a world where nothing is quite what it seems. And if this episode is anything to go by, this anime might end up one of the biggest surprises of the season. Thank you for watching. Bye.